Today in the crypto space, we see the market getting a bit of volatility. Bitcoin still hovering around that $57,500 level. Ethereum down approximately 1%, but more or less holding steady at 2,300. The rest of the crypto space, the altcoins, a mix of green and red. We do have some good gainers. We have a few dips, but the question is, where is this market going? Are we coming down, or are we going to be continuing to the upside and get that big momentum move upwards? In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator, but more importantly, I want to talk about one project that is definitely at the bottom of the range, looking for that pivot point structure, and that project is called Tectum. So you know what? Let's talk about the news, let's analyze the charts, and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins, looking for opportunities. Whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 8 p.m. EST, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's see what's going on here with the general market. First, you can see that the market cap is coming back. We're getting back above. We're getting a nice little impulse. Yes, it's overall down approximately 2%, but we're still hovering around that $2.1 trillion mark with a bit of volume. You can see the volume is coming in. Look at this impulse, a bit of a retracement, another impulse. If we see the overall trading volume break the previous high, we're getting a continuation to the upside, which means the trend in the volume increasing is definitely here, which is a good sign for the overall market cap, particularly if we see that the market cap currently is in a trend to the upside. So looking pretty good still, despite the volatility today. Of course, we got inflation data. You know, it came in better than expected. I believe that this overall volatility that we've been experiencing is all part of the political game. And of course, we'll talk about, you know, inflation and politics and how it applies tonight at 8 p.m. EST. So feel free to join the live stream. And if you have any projects you want me to cover, that's a great time and place to make those requests. And I'll definitely put them in top priority. We also have a lot of good, you know, interesting setups here. Bitcoin looking good. It's still in a bull flag short term, still in a bull flag big picture. A lot of good stuff happening there. Ethereum still kind of going sideways, not much strength there, but look at BNB. BNB is looking solid. Nice breakout to the upside. Beautiful stuff, up approximately 2.5%. Solana not so much, but still holding up okay, and pretty much stagnant price action across the market, right? Dogecoin kind of going sideways. Toncoin taking a bigger dip, right? Obviously 2.5%, but still kind of going sideways. And as we keep on going down, you can see that there are a lot of bull flags or even breakouts. Look at Bitcoin Cash doing pretty good. You know, across the market, we're doing okay. Uniswap up 3%. You know, there's some random ICP still looking good, 6%. There are some random anomalies, of course, you know, that are doing much better, and others that are doing much worse. But overall, the consensus of the market currently, based on the volatility that we had, it seems like it found its equilibrium. It found its level, and it may continue to the upside in the next little while. So pretty much okay. The market is doing pretty good. I'm looking for anomalies. I'm looking from random scenarios. You can see that there aren't many. We're pretty much down a little bit, you know, or up a little bit, give or take, depending on the project and the narrative. Of course, the graph coming down a little bit more than expected, down 4%, but no big deal. Floki also, you know, meme coin could take in a bit of a hit, bonk as well, and so on. But we do have some good gainers also. So we got to keep this all in mind, of course. Not coin coming down as well. And overall, guys, we're still okay. We're still okay. A bit of a sell pressure, I would say, that we're a little bit more to the downside still. Maybe the market's going to be working on a full recovery in the next little while. Bitcoin showing a bit of strength, of course. And if that's the case, no harm done, right? We get volatility, we move on. All right, guys, let's jump right into the charts. I know you're here to talk about price action. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin got some real volatility. And up until now, you know, we've been kind of producing a bit of a hammer here. Not a good look. Of course, hammers are great reversal patterns, suggesting that maybe we hit a local top and we're coming down for another lower low. However, guys, the day's still young. We got a few more hours. We got about approximately 4.5 hours to close the daily candle. Let's see what the bulls could do. All right, guys, let's take a look at this in a little bit more detail. really, the detail, there's not much. The reality is, you know, Bitcoin is still in a good spot. You know, we got volatility based on yesterday's, you know, political debate, and obviously off of that we dipped down, and we're seeing that we're back where we started, right? Really back where we started. You know, the inflation numbers came out pretty good. That's fine. We're back where we started. Now again, the question is, do we actually close a nice bullish green candle? We kind of have to do that, or else it starts to look like a hammer, and you know, this type of hammer scenario in its position does look like it might roll over. Not a good look, right? So what we really want to do is pay attention to the daily candle close. Obviously it will be tonight while we're live. Pretty much when we start up the live stream, we'll be looking for that daily candle close, and hopefully it's still bullish by then. We'll see the Asia markets wake up and see what kind of response we get from them as well. That part of the world should definitely give us an indication of where we're going for the next little while. I'm meaning within overnight price action and tomorrow morning. So we got to be prepared, right? We got to be prepared. But still, as long as we're below the 200 daily EMA, below horizontal, and you know, still making lower lows like this, guys, I have no choice but in the short term to remain a bit bearish here. I have no choice, right? We're rolling over, we're still making lower lows. But guys, again, I'm just going to remind you guys, especially for those of you that are new, this is a massive bull flag, right? This is a massive retracement after a massive impulse and a massive cup and handle. Excuse me, guys, a massive cup and handle that we have here right in this level. So looking pretty good overall, not bad. You know, what could we expect? It's definitely in a slight distribution, right? Do we get another move to the upside so we can get confirmed distribution, or are we going to get a push to the upside and we actually start breaking structure and moving to the upside? Guys, price targets are there, definitely there, but now is the time to load up. If you're fundamentally bullish, if you're bullish on the market, now is the time to load up. We see some of these altcoins desperately trying to make its reversal structure to the upside. Guys, let's take a look at Tectum. Tectum looking pretty good. Ultimately, Tectum is in a position where we can see a reversal, a beautiful reversal structure. Now, is it going to hold up? You know, is it something that we could expect to actually start breaking tops and going for another higher high? Could we break above the 200 daily? Bullish, right? What makes the Tectum chart really interesting to me is the fact is that if we break above $14, we can snap to 25. That's a very easy scenario. And then you start to ask yourself, what are people in this zone doing? What is all this volume, all this market participation in this level? What are they doing? In my book, what I see right now is that they could be accumulating, given the fact that we're working on a higher high and currently working on a higher low. And this is a change of character. You know, this pivot point, inverse head and shoulder that we can see here, let's kind of outline this a little bit better. Left shoulder, head, potential, not confirmed, potential right shoulder. The only way we're going to confirm it, the reality is seeing the price action break above the previous high. Now, if that's the case, that's the neckline, that's a breakout trade, I get it, but this is a breakout trade, no doubt, that you could actually look at as an opportunity. Why? You guys know that I'm not a breakout trader, but you're not breaking out at highs. You're breaking out in a local, small pivot point structure at the bottom of the range. There's a big difference here. Right, breaking out in price discovery, or breaking out or trying to get into a breakout trade on a big picture structure that is in the mid range is a totally different story than buying bottoms or trying to get into a breakout right at the bottom, especially if you got all this pivot point type of price action that does look like it's trying to reverse to the upside. So the best time to be buying the dips, guys, we've been covering Tectum on the Discord almost every day this week, last week, and so on. And this was a great entry. Obviously, still very healthy entry. Backtest confirmation, low, higher low. Even on the breakout, we're a decent entry as well. Even if we break out of this level and backtest, another good area to enter. And overall, your entry position should be right around this area. Excuse the artwork, right? So if that's the case, and your overall entry is right around here, let me just kind of tidy this up a little bit, right around this level, really, you're starting to look like, okay, this is gains. We could get a bit of rejection also. Let's endure. Then we start looking for the break through the volume gap, and you know, the break through the volume gap is definitely the big opportunity, because again, if our average entry, let's say hypothetical, is right around this level, and we start moving through the volume gap, and we start saying, look, that's a 250% move. That's solid, guys. That's a very solid move to the upside, giving us plenty of opportunity to take profit and de-risk. Okay, so this is what we're looking at now. Big picture, again, I just want to zoom out a little bit and kind of show you what I'm looking at. You can see that we're far away from the tops as well. We're not even talking about price price discovery yet. This is the resistance zone. The first level of resistance right around $25 based on these bottoms. Guys, take profit early, front run the profit taking just a little bit, trail up stop losses. But then again, we start to get into a zone where the volume is not that much, and we start getting into a zone where we start looking for price discovery targets. Okay, and of course we'll get there, guys. We'll be covering that on the channel. Once we see Tectum reverse and get there, we can definitely start getting that update, having that strategy, how we take profit. But guys, we have to talk bearish as well. Right? It's responsible for us to talk about what is the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario, this gets treated like a bear flag, right? And technically, it could be considered a bear flag. You know, these structures, the reality is patterns like this is, they're not, you know, given. They're not 100% solid. This was a swing failure pattern, right? We came down, didn't sustain a dip, came right back up and sprung off the bottom once again. If we hold this bottom, guys, we're in a scenario where we can continue going up. But what if we break below? If we break below this level, it's starting to look really weak. We break below this bottom, it's starting to look really weak. It starts to look like a bear flag. And, you know, based on a bear flag, we should be continuing to the downside. The only issue that we have is that we have the best or most important level of horizontal support in the chart, which is close by, $3.23. That's where we have to watch out for, because that's the final bottom. That's the big boss. If we break below there, we are in trouble, guys. That's where it's like, okay, you want to de-risk, you want to exit your positions and reassess the scenario. Because if we do break below, hypothetically saying that we do, you know, we can come down, maybe bounce around, maybe break below, bearish. Now, how can we, you know, protect ourselves? On a back test? Sure, that could be great. Maybe on the back test, we actually break above and back test and confirm. That's a swing failure pattern. Perfect scenario, right? Inverse head and shoulders usually come into this form. Very similar to this swing failure pattern. Back test, spring out, basically get back into structure, back test and spring to the upside. Do we get that here? Maybe. What about if we get a rejection here, guys? That would be so bad. Very, very bad for Tectum. But you can see that the actual bearishness is this little area right here, and the bullishness is all the way up there. Risk to reward is still absolutely healthy right now for Tectum and many other projects that are at the bottom of the range. These altcoins haven't yet left the station. So the question is, how much do you deploy? In my opinion, this is the time, obviously not financial advice, guys, but this is the time to be DCing and taking calculated risk based on the absolute bottoms that we see. They could be floor prices, they could be bottoms, they could be, volume levels with lots of volume, liquidity levels. Guys, there's not much liquidity level other than this point of control. You can see below we have very low liquidity, and all we do have is the psychological level of this bottom, right? So where else are you going to be taking risk, guys? I would say if you're bullish on Tectum, if you're looking for good fundamentals, if you actually want to get fundamentally bullish, guys, I do have a deep dive video. It's an hour long. I get into all the technicals, all the things you need to know to get fundamentally bullish on Tectum. But at this current level, with this current scenario, it does look good. Let's take a look at the oscillators here for a second. You can see that we're trying to slowly trend to the upside. My only concern is that we already got overbought, which means that the risk of getting oversold is definitely there. Right? So we could get oversold in the short term, maybe sweep the lows once again, hunt some liquidity, get some stops, basically stopped out, and then continue to the upside. I like the volatility. Well, the orange line is definitely pushing to the upside. Pretty good there. And we have the expansion based on the trend. The trend expansion still validating the class A bullish divergence. You can see each expansion as we are coming down is slowly getting smaller and smaller, and the moving averages, the EMAs, are slowly trekking to the bullish control zone. In fact, we are officially in the bullish control zone above the 0% mark here on Tectum, which means that statistically speaking, if you look at that, every time we cross into the bullish control zone, backtest it, guys. Look what happened last time we got into the bullish control zone. Look at the price, guys. It flew. So who's to say that now that we are in this bullish control zone, similar to what happened here, that we're not going to get a great price action, great trending price action? The keyword is trending to the upside. Guys, DCA, obviously not financial advice, but DCAing right here at the bottom of the range for a healthy risk to reward ratio is absolutely the way you do it. Guys, if I've offered you any value in this video, do the channel a massive favor, slap the like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. If you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description below. Feel free to join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. Take care, guys. Have a good one. And don't forget, buy the dip.